What's up, nerds? Welcome to Cool Nerd Show. I am Steve Trezza, and today we are going to take a look at the Flashpoint story arc. So let's start off with a little history lesson. Flashpoint is a 2011 comic book crossover story published by DC Comics. The story was written by Jeff Johns and penciled by Andy Kubert, and in the end, the changes from the story radically changed the DC universe, leading into the publisher's 2011 relaunch, The New 52. So the story begins with Barry Allen waking up in an alternate reality. At first, Barry begins to question things when it is revealed that Citizen Cold is the hero of Central City and not the villain, Captain Cold. It doesn't take Barry long to figure out what's going on after he is met by his mother, alive and well, who notifies him that his father had passed away 3 years ago, there is no Justice League, and no one knows who Superman is. At this time, Barry discovers that he is powerless and begins to seek out the help of Batman, or who he thinks Batman is, in this timeline. Speaking of Batman, we flash forward to Gotham City where the Dark Knight is tossing villains off rooftops. It's easy to see this isn't the same Batman that we're used to. Batman is then met by Cyborg and the world's heroes to discuss what to do about a brewing war between Wonder Woman and Aquaman. That's right, Western Europe is a battleground of death and destruction caused by war between the Amazons and the Atlanteans. Many are beginning to worry that America is next. Batman refuses to help, leaving the team divided. After sitting in hours of traffic, Barry finally arrives at Wayne Manor and breaks into the Batcave. Moments later, Barry is caught by Batman. Barry then discovers firsthand that this Batman doesn't mess around, tossing him all over the cave and kicking the crap out of him. While taking punishment, Barry is able to explain to Batman how he knows his family. Batman then reveals himself as Thomas Wayne, Bruce's father. Batman continues to manhandle Barry until Barry lets out an ungodly scream. The timeline is creating new memories for Barry that are replacing his old ones. At this time, Barry's flash ring falls out of his pocket, but inside he doesn't find his costume. Oh no. Instead, he finds the costume of his arch nemesis, the Reverse Flash. Halfway across the world, Pirate Deathstroke is stabbed by Aquaman and Steve Trevor is tied up by Wonder Woman. And not in the fun way, if you catch my drift. But these stories aren't too important to the direct story, so they'll just get a quick mention. Thomas Wayne finally agrees to help Barry get his powers back once Barry explains that Bruce is alive in the corrected timeline. Realizing they don't have much time left, Barry does what any sane person would do to get his powers back. Douses himself in a bunch of chemicals and straps into a lightning rod. I mean, good thing it was storming that night, right? Because what are the chances? Oh, never mind. Lightning strikes and Barry still isn't the Flash. No, the experiment fails and nearly kills Mr. Allen. But Barry's all like, hey, I have to try this again. And Thomas Wayne is all like, okay. Thomas Wayne helps Barry back up to the roof where he gets strapped into the lightning rod again. Lightning strikes for the second time. This time, it works. Barry gets his powers back, quickly heals from his wounds, and suits up as the Flash. The Flash and Batman seek out Cyborg's help to locate this timeline's Superman. You see, he still exists in this timeline, but was never found by the Kents. Instead, it was the military who found him and relocated him to a top-secret underground military base. With Cyborg's help, they are able to hack into the base and locate a pale, frightened, scrawny version of Superman, powerless due to the concealment from the sun. The heroes break Superman out of the base, and the moment that he sees the sun for the first time, he flies away faster than a speeding bullet. Batman, Cyborg, and Flash are now met by Element Woman, who helps them defeat the pursuing military. Our heroes take the Flash to the Marvel family household. No, not that Marvel family. Yes, that Marvel family. Where they hope Captain Thunder, this universe's Captain Marvel, can help retain the Flash's memories before they fade away. After seeing airline pilot and Green Lantern alter ego's death broadcasted on TV, the Flash bands the team together to go to the central location of the war and put a stop to all of this. Cyborg dials up the other heroes of the world, and together they travel to Eastern Europe. As soon as our heroes arrive, all hell breaks loose. Barry tries to reason with Aquaman, but is caught off guard when Enchantress reveals herself to be an Amazonian spy and tears Captain Thunder apart. At this time, Billy Batson is killed by an Amazon warrior, causing an explosion of magic that incapacitates everyone. The Reverse Flash then makes his appearance and reveals to Barry that this is all his doing. You see, Barry reset the timeline when he went back in time to stop the Reverse Flash from killing his mother, which caused a new timeline. The Flash doesn't remember, so the Reverse Flash resets his internal vibrations, forcing him to remember. Reverse Flash reveals to Barry that he was running through the time stream while the timeline was being altered, therefore removing him from any timeline, making him a living paradox. Just when things begin to look grim for the Flash, Batman impales and kills the Reverse Flash. The battle rages on, and Atlantis unleashes a weapon that will sink what was once known as Great Britain. With all of this death and destruction around him, Thomas Wayne tells Barry that he must run away and correct the timeline for a better one to replace it. After much convincing, Barry runs away, has a quick, heartfelt goodbye with his mother, and then runs back in time to correct the timeline. It is at this time that a hooded figure appears to Barry, revealing to him that long ago the timelines were broken into 3, and now they must rejoin as one to prepare for an oncoming threat. Barry wakes up in the corrected timeline and immediately travels to the Batcave to confront Batman. There he gives him a letter that was written to Bruce by his father Thomas in the alternate timeline. With tears in his eyes, Bruce looks up to Barry and tells him, "You're one hell of a messenger." If you like what you saw here, please like, favorite, and subscribe. Check out all of our other videos over on our channel, Cool Nerd Show, and we will see you guys over there.